How is everybody doing today? And today we are going to be talking about, of course, from the thumbnail and title, which I kind of want to make into a different series. Possibly, if it does well, we'll see. But today we are going to be talking about Sparkle, and today we're going to be talking about her in regards to, do you really need her? I'm going to be making a small checklist for everyone to follow. And if you're on the fence about getting Sparkle, I know some people are very excited to get her. They want to get her frame 1 as soon as she drops, and that's 100% fine. If you are looking for a character that you like specifically, of course, you're going to summon for who you want. That takes the utmost precedence when it comes to making your account and being who you want to be when it comes to how you play your account. But when it comes to the people that don't know 100% if they want to go for Sparkle, or they want to wait for future characters to come out, because we will do our regular series of what's going to come next, what future banners are going to be impacting Sparkle's banner as it gets closer to her banner, how she actually is, and what my thoughts about her, all that type of stuff very soon. So make sure to leave a like and sub on the video if you appreciate these type of videos, and also if you're going to be excited for Sparkle content, because of course, as of right now, I am in front of the Erudition domain, and we are trying to level up QQ for, the showcases that of course we're going to be making with her and many of the other characters that come out when it comes to Sparkle's release. I can't wait to showcase the many teams that we're going to be looking at with her coming out, so that's going to be very exciting. But looking at Sparkle, of course, we know she is going to be a skill point generator type of character, giving crit damage, giving buffs, giving events for her. There's a lot of really crazy stuff that she does give, but of course we have to remember that there are a lot of characters that can supplement these type of playstyles without having to go out and shell out for Sparkle. Now, of course, I do want to make the first point that we need to talk about is, what characters do you currently have that are going to really want Sparkle? And these characters are going to be the characters that of course want all these skill points point blank. They just want to eat up as many as they possibly can. And of course with Sparkle, if you didn't know, she does have a passive where the more skill points you use, or when you do use skill points, you are going to be doing more damage. So the characters that do basically take up all these skill points no matter what, this will be a beneficial buff to them. This can basically be a better buff to anyone because everyone uses skill points for the most part, but the characters that of course use more are going to love this even more. So characters that are going to love this for sure, and I mean 1000%, are going to be characters like Celia, of course, someone with their resurgence. You're going to be able to skill possibly 4 times in a row, getting that damage buff, getting that crit damage buff. She's going to be part of Mono Quantum as well. So Sparkle for sure is going to be a character that is someone that Mono Quantum is going to love a lot. So if you love the Mono Quantum team, or you love Celia period, then you might look forward to going for Sparkles 100%. Now, Dan Heng, I think this is by far one of the characters that a lot of people are excited for 1000%, just because, as we may know, Dan Heng has a very skill point heavy type of play style. Of course, needing 3 skill points out of your lineup of now going to be 7 when you get Sparkle. That is a pretty heavy toll when it comes to a character wanting it. Now, is the damage warranted for the amount of skill points he's going to give out? 100%. He does some nasty damage with how much he takes, and he also gives himself some skill points as well when it comes to what you're going to be getting from his ultimate. So this is a really good character to use it. Of course, using the 3 skill points will allow you to use a lot of Sparkle's buff when it comes to using a skill point to get more damage. Is overall one of the better uses for Sparkle, and this is by far going to be one of his best teammates. And we are going to be talking about some substitutions very quickly when it comes to Sparkle, because if you have these characters, they kind of can supplement as a Sparkle at home type of situation, where they're not as good at Sparkle, but they will provide the value and help you with the playstyles that you want to play with. Because we got to remember, there are going to be some characters coming out in the future, or reruns that you might want to look out for, that we're going to be talking about in a quick second. Another character that's going to really love this skill point consumption type of mechanic. I've heard a lot of rumblings, especially on the Jing Yuan Reddit, if Sparkle is going to be helping out Jing Yuan. And of course, with that advance 4, which is going to be very valuable to get your stacks up the most, getting that crit damage, which of course, Jing Yuan, with how his light cone gives crit damage, he doesn't get a lot of crit rate, so you can try to switch him to a crit rate chest and then give him a fat ton of crit damage from Sparkle's passive. Also getting it from his light cone, you can get a lot of really good stuff off of him, and a lot of people have been thinking about running Jing Yuan with also someone like Topaz, and then throwing Sparkle in there. For the abundance of skill points you're going to have, you're going to be doing a massive amount of damage. So characters like Dan Heng, characters like Celia, characters like Jing Yuan and Topaz, and even a certain playstyle, which we will talk about in a quick second, are going to be some massive buffs for someone like these characters when using them with Sparkle. Another character that I think a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, that are going to be looking at this is definitely going to be Qing Chui. Everyone knows Qing Chui's playstyle is super duper skill point reliant, something like how Dong Heng has it, but of course it's RNG based. And as we may know, the more skill points that she's able to use, she's gonna get more damage, and then she's gonna do absolute nukes. We've all seen what type of damage she can do. I'm building her out right now so that we can showcase her when Sparkle comes out, and we're probably going to see the nastiest numbers known to man that a 4-star is somehow able to hit. So it is very exciting to see these type of characters get buffed 100% and get their dedicated support, of course, for the people that really want to play these characters. And of course, if you have any of these characters I listed and you really like those characters, you might want to go ahead and possibly invest in Sparkle, because Sparkle is just going to bring out the maximum potential of these characters, allowing you to use your skill points no matter what, allowing you to always have an abundance of skill points, and allowing you to have these nasty buffs with the crit damage buff, with the advanced forward, all that type of stuff, just for having Sparkle on the team. Really good situation. Now, a really good situation, of course, as well when it comes to the characters on the banner. Of course, Jingyuin will be rerunning with Sparkle. I know a lot of people already are kind of shrugging him to the side, don't really care because of all the characters around him, and even his competitor being right around the corner, which is Acheron in version 2.1, which we're all going to see very soon what he's going to be doing. As soon as Sparkle comes out, we're going to get the live stream. We're going to start getting the inklings of crumbs and stuff regarding her kit, her details, all that type of stuff. And it's in a very sketchy situation for Jingyuin, because having a DPS with a lot of conditions that a lot of people don't like to go through, and seeing that another character who is going to be Lightning possibly take up the same spot as him, this might be the actual first time, if I'm not wrong, I may be incorrect, that a premium character gets outright power crit by another character. We have no idea yet. We have to see, looking at what Acheron can do and what she's able to do versus Jingyuin, because if she is a DPS, Jingyuin's in a very bad spot. Of course, you have characters like Yanqing versus Jingliu, but Yanqing's a standard character, so I wouldn't want to compare them that way, because of course they do come from an earlier time period that they didn't have to compete because they were the starter characters. So we're gonna have to see if Jingyuin gets his spot taken, but right now a lot of people are just not looking at his banner when it comes to a rerun, just because Jingyuin's just been thrown to the side because of Acheron. And then of course, you know that everyone's going to be looking for Until Dawn possibly over everything else, but that will be its own video. Let me know if you are excited for that type of video. Make sure to leave a like and sub if you are ready for that one. But looking at Sparkle's banner, seeing that Hanya, we're also looking at Qingchui and Sampo. I don't know why Sampo's there. He just wanted to be included in the party, I guess you could say. I really don't know why he's here. He should have been maybe on Black Swan's banner to have a dot unit on the banner. I don't know. But looking at this banner, the main two people that are on here, one of them is weird because I was going to talk about them regardless. One of them is 100% like the best situation, which is QQ being on the banner. That is your number one MVP 4-star when it comes to when it comes to summoning on Sparkle's banner. Of course, the more Eidolons you get on QQ, especially that E4, you're gonna get some massive damage off of that. And then having Sparkle, one of her best teammates on that same banner, is just 100% the best thing in the world. But looking specifically at one of these characters, which is going to be the Sparkle at home, which that is, of course, I already talked about Sampo, I already talked about QQ, and that is Hanya. Hanya is technically the Sparkle at home. She is the SP generator for the team, especially with what she gives. She's able to give a damage boost, she's able to give attack boost, she's able to give a speed boost to one certain character, singling them out similar to Sparkle. And then we also have her being able to, as a support, provide a lot of skill points depending on the speed that she has. She can give, you know, the regular skill points that she does give as being a speedy support, from having just a lot of speed and doing basic attacks, doing a lot of skill point generation. Now, of course, also her skill is one of the bigger things as well, because as you do have her on the field and you do add burden to the character, you are going to be getting these 2 points, and these 2 points convert into 1 skill point as you hit them during the battle. This is a really great thing. There's a really good thing. If you have Hanya and you are working very good with QQ, with Dan Heng, with all these other characters, with Hanya, then of course 100% you might look towards waiting for another character, because Hanya is really great at doing SP generation, and a lot of these characters are. A lot of these healers, a lot of these supports do very well in what they do while giving you SP generation. Someone like Pella, someone like Asta, someone like who else we got, because I'm gonna be blanking like crazy. Ting Yun. All these characters for sure are really great with how much SP they generate during their off turns, because a lot of them have buffs that last over multiple turns, and while they're waiting to do their next either heal or while they're waiting to do their extra I guess you could say skill for when they need to put up their timer again for either buffs or debuffs or anything like that. A lot of these characters usually end up just using their basic attack, giving you a skill point and waiting for the next turn. And me personally, with how speedy I build my supports, which isn't too hard, just put on some speed boots, put on the 2-piece speed set, and you're pretty much good for your support. You're going to be getting a lot of skill points, possibly even capping out at 5. There's a lot of times where these characters I'm using do cap me out at 5, and there are certain light cones that do help you with this as well. Bronya's light cone, Ruame's light cone, they both generate skill points. So there's a lot of factors to think about when it comes to what characters do I have that I like to play, what characters do I already have on my account when it comes to supports and the sustains that I have that already generate skill points, and then also looking at one other thing, which is the sub DPS type of team. I do think sub DPS teams might love Sparkle as well. 100%, I do want to say that Ruame will just still be the #1 best option for sub DPS comps, just because you are buffing out the whole entire team, giving them speed, giving them damage, giving them all penetration, giving them all these different things just for her popping her skill and her ultimate, giving a crazy assortment of buffs and debuffs and delaying the enemy's turn. Of course, she's going to be #1 when it comes to sub DPS. But with how many skill points you're going to be getting off of Sparkle, the fact that you're also going to be hyper buffing the main DPS, because of course, looking at certain teams, you're going to have one character that's doing the majority of the damage and one character is going to be helping with the damage. You're able to boost up that one character, giving them a lot of crit damage, giving them the skill points, all that type of stuff. And having that skill points in surplus allows both characters to just spam their skill as much as they want. And they're both getting that damage boost. They're both getting what you want when it comes to having these buffs from a support. You'll just have that one character getting singled out, getting that advance forward and whatever else comes with that skill. So other than that, that's going to be it for this video when it comes to Sparkle and how she's going to be with these type of teams. I do think that there are situations where if you do enjoy these characters that I already mentioned that use a lot of skill points or that are really going to like it, especially Mono Quantum for sure, I think that's going to be a very big step up for the team and just make it overall almost impossible to not use or not beat when it comes to how great that team is going to be. Celet, Silverwolf, Sparkle, and then Fushwin. That's basically an unkillable team. And then lastly, I did forget, we do need to talk about what other characters possibly might come after her. Of course, we already know that Acheron will be coming in 2.1. Same with Aventurine, who is going to be a preservation unit. So that's going to be a sustain coming very, very soon. And then not only that, we also have reruns that are going to be coming out as well, which we have to see what it is going to be. Because right now, Luocha seems to be at the forefront of what's going to be in 2.1 because they skipped over him for some reason multiple times, if I'm not wrong. And now Luocha is the only one of the older gen of units that haven't got their rerun yet. And then we're also looking forward to, after Luocha, characters like Jingliu, characters like Fushwin, characters like, what is it called? I'm blanking, but those characters, Fushwin, Topaz, Jingliu, these characters are coming up next because after Luocha, I think it starts with those characters. And it's kind of crazy if they rerun this soon. And especially if they do, this is a lot of value coming very last second with a lot of these really crazy characters. Having a rerun, because we do know they're doing double reruns now. They're just speeding through it for some reason. We're going to have Acheron, we're going to have a rerun, we're going to have Aventurine, we're going to have a rerun. And seeing that those characters possibly might be Luocha and Jingliu, Topaz and Jingliu, Topaz and Fushwin. Like, there's going to be some crazy stuff that might come out very soon when it comes to reruns. So let me know what you think about it. Are you doomed when it comes to your J's? Are you looking forward to a lot of these characters that are going to be coming out, whether it be Sparkle, Acheron, possible reruns for a lot of these crazy characters that a lot of people have been looking for, like Fushwin with how godly she is, like Topaz with how amazing she is for follow-up attacks, or like Jingliu because she's just crazy. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.